Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for the motion of the planet Saturn going into direct motion on September 18th. This is going to address not only the energy of Saturn moving forward on this date, but also getting into what you have experienced over the last 5 months while it was retrograde and what's coming up in the future over the next 7 months as it moves forward. So before we get started, just a general note that this is a general reading. It will not correspond and resonate with every single Virgo out there on the planet. If the messages resonate with you, then they are meant for you. If they do not resonate with you, kick them on out the door because they belong to a different Virgo out there. This is also going to be strongest corresponding to Virgo Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs, and all Virgo cross-watchers are very welcome to join us as well. So while you were thinking about it, reach out there, hit that subscribe button, give it a dragon claw up as well by clicking that like, and let me know that you enjoyed this content. So getting into first, I'm giving you a little astrology lesson here. We're going to look at Saturn and its placement and what it means to you. So Saturn right here, this is the symbol of Saturn. It has the cross of matter over the curve of spirit, which has a lot to do with why Capricorns tend to be so much head over heart. Even though they have very big hearts and they hide it really well, they really do, at the end of the day, plug into that rational, pragmatic side of themselves. And right now it's in its natural sign because Saturn naturally rules Capricorn, and it's in the sign of Capricorn for almost a year now. Saturn takes a 2.5-year trip through each sign, so we will not be seeing Saturn back in Capricorn again for about another 30 years, give or take. So this is where it's at. It's going to go direct at 13 degrees of Capricorn, and we can't talk about Capricorn these days and Saturn these days without talking about Pluto as well, because Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2007, still traveling there at 20 degrees of Capricorn, and it will be going direct as well very soon, almost on the same trajectory that Saturn has followed, and it will be going direct on October 3rd. So y'all, what does this mean for Virgo? Well, Virgo, you are a fellow Earth sign, and very much like Capricorn, you have that practical, stable, grounded element about you. So the place that is lighting up for you in your universal house is going to be the 5th house of Leo. That is where Saturn is transiting for the general Virgo collective. Now it's going to be different in your personal chart, and you probably have a different Saturn sign, etc. And so that's going to be different, but you are experiencing it on both levels, both on the universal and the personal. I always look at both for myself as well because they both are very valid. So Saturn really deals with learning lessons. It teaches us. It's not an easy teacher. It's a lot about lessons through life experience, and it can smack hard, and it's like, when we learn that lesson through Saturn, we're not going to make that mistake again usually. And if we do, we just have to keep going and keep learning it. Saturn has a lot to do with karma as well. So it's like if someone hasn't done something so nice, or you've put something out in the universe that isn't so great, it will come back on you. And the same with if you've put good things out. They will come back to you as well. Saturn is also about timing. This is why Capricorns are very much about timing. They can be big procrastinators seemingly because they're waiting for that perfect timing, that perfect alignment. So sometimes with Saturn energy, when you're working with that, you're kind of sitting there going, when in the world is this going to come back around? When am I going to see a result of all my effort? Give it time, give it patience, because if you keep doing the work, Saturn's going to reward you for it. So for you, Virgo, this lights up that 5th house. Like I said, this is the Leo house. And I would say that while Saturn and Pluto are traveling through there, which they are, you're going to feel some stuff around, mostly if you have children. That's going to be a really big element that comes up into play. Whether it's difficult dealing with them, whether they're getting older and they're challenging you as an authority, or if they're getting much older and they're sort of stepping in to take care of you. That really, can change the dynamic. But there's usually something to do with children, with pets, and animals that are, that you love or care for, because that all is part of that house. This also deals with your creativity. Leo is the master of performance and creative energy and flow and color and drama, not bad drama, but good drama, like, you know, film and theater, movies and stuff like that. So Saturn in that house can definitely give more manifest shape to your creative vision, but at the same time it has an inhibiting factor. So sometimes Saturn can make you, you know, second guess yourself a little. Not always a bad thing, because sometimes we need to review and we need to look back over our efforts and our product before we put it out there to the world. Also, this is a house of romantic love, so, you know, it may feel like, especially this past 5 months, has been more of a challenge to get and receive the love that you need. It's harder to say, hey, I love you. It's harder to get people to say it back to you. So that's definitely something that would come up under that transit. Now it's going direct, so this next 7 months you start to see those areas begin to make progress and change and grow. So anywhere that you feel like you've had sticky stuff around those areas I just mentioned, this is time when the motion goes forward and you start to feel like, oh, hey, you know, it's not so bad. It's actually making momentum. It's making progress, because this last 5 months has been a lot about review, sometimes not an easy review. And so that's where we're at. That's it in a nutshell right now. So coming up, I'm going to do a couple of tuning forks for you. I'm a sound therapist and I have a lot of different tuning forks. I've brought these up on some of my other videos and people are really digging it. So I'm going to play the Mercury fork for you, which is right here. That is your ruling planet. And then I'm going to play the Saturn fork so that you can hear these tones as we charge up the space for your session. So this is Mercury and Saturn. So beautiful. Yeah. So those are the actual tones of the sound, the frequency that the planets produce in their movement through the cosmos. So it's really kind of cool and celestial. I love it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be doing a series of oracle cards and tarot, and I'm going to start by doing one column for past, one for present, and one for future. The past pertaining to what you've experienced over this last 5 months with Saturn retrograde, and then one with the present moment as it turns direct, and then a future column for the potential outcome over the next 7 months as it goes forward. Your angels, divine beings of light, guardians and ancestors, helpers and healers, please be with us as we do the reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus and rising signs for September 18th, Saturn direct, as well as its past and future vibrations. Please protect their energy as well as mine, and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Virgo, this is definitely telling me that you have really learned the lesson with this mosaic card, that, you know, let chance play its creative role in your life. So like I said, you know, this has probably been something where you've had to feel kind of inhibited about your own creativity or your own spontaneity. And this is reminding you to let the universe take a part in your life. It's like you can't plan out everything. You can't foresee everything. And I know that that's something that Virgo can struggle with, because you like to plan, you like to think ahead. It's the same with Capricorn, same with Saturn energy, but this is the universe really saying that, you know, let chance take a role in your life. Let the unexpected play out sometimes. It's actually better. It's more fun. It's more interesting that way, and sometimes often more fulfilling. And then we're stepping into this area of life, the tangibility card, which is about making your dreams real. Like we said, this is a time, the very positive side of Saturn in that 5th house for you is that it's going to start manifesting those hopes and dreams and ambitions and goals. And so then this is a beautiful card to step into the 7 months, you know, afterwards, after this, you know, is going going direct is the Ave Noir, make peace with your past. So anything that has been difficult, anything that's been hurtful or challenging, this starts to get really alleviated, especially when you work towards it, Virgo, and you really, put an effort into saying, you know what, I'm going to start fresh. I'm not going to let the past drag me down anymore. I'm not going to let it make me really heavy and really down in my mind. So let's pull some astrology cards, and we're just going to deepen these messages up. Yes. This is perfect. So yes, over top of the mosaic card of letting, chance play a role, we have the North Node, which is the life's purpose. This is what you're going towards. So by actually interjecting that air of spontaneity, you're getting where you need to go a lot faster. Tangibility of making your dreams real comes the lunar eclipse change card. So you're absolutely shifting the way that you work, the way that you bring things full circle with that moon cycle. And then over make peace with your past, we have the Saturn return card, which is about age and maturity and growth. And that's very interesting that a Saturn card came up for the Saturn return reading. To me, that tells me going into this immediate future, Virgo, you've really matured a lot. You've learned a lot. Saturn is the ultimate lesson teacher. It is Father Time. It's all about timing and patterns and learning. It is an educator, and it definitely grows us up and makes us more wise and stronger. So let's pull some tarot. We're just going to keep on adding on to these past, present, future columns. Ooh, so yeah, there's a lot of very, very watery Piscean energy. So going into the past of what you've gone through the last 5 months is really learning the mastery of your kind of that feminine water element intuition. So this is Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces energy coming up to the surface, going into this present moment. Amazing. We just had that big Pisces full moon, which is the polarity of your sun sign there, Virgo. So this has brought some big stuff to the surface, things that you may not have even realized about yourself being revealed. And going into the future, there comes the Empress. So this is all about, a stronger future, a more rooted, grounded, mature, stable, but also very loving, also very, just interactive with other people, but really knowing your own worth so that you give and receive the kind of love that you deserve. So let's just clarify each of these cards. First, that Queen of Cups, please, Spirit. Okay, so yeah, the Seven of Cups came up over that Queen of Cups. So to me, yes, that's a lot, dealing with a lot of people's projections of their own troubles onto you, and sometimes you kind of taking that and not really deserving to take that, which led to a lot of, confusion over there in the past there, Virgo. Okay, so let's do a clarifier for the Moon card. Yes, and this is you in between those phases right now, because right now, you're not completely done with one and not completely embraced to the other. So this is the same as the Hanged Man card. It's the New Vision card. So you've had some definite intuitions or secrets or mysteries revealed to you that have brought you into a new place of awareness. Absolutely. So then one more clarifier for the Empress card. Okay, so very, very strong. Getting back to the source, there's that Ace of Wands coming up to cross the Empress. And so to me, this is very powerful going forward. You're very mature. You're releasing old things from the past, things that have weighed you down, and you're stepping into a much stronger, very balanced power here, Virgo, because we have a lot of, we have fire, we have earth, we have all these things represented that really create a balance and a harmony. So I'm going to pull 3 major arcana cards on each of these columns for some last advice on this. Yes, definite spiritual journey of self-awareness, because you're going from the Chariot, from the past position, so that's that forward movement. Then you're going into the Star card in the present moment. So you've definitely overcome some challenges. You've overcome quite a bit to get to that balanced, enlightened place. And going forward, Virgo, you are super embracing your truth and the search for what the truth means to you, that ultimate destination of understanding, following your own star, following that light that you know is inside of you. And I think getting back very much to that source energy, which is all where, creation resides. So very beautiful messages coming up for your Saturn direct. And I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you very soon. Take care.